take 5 or 6 or whatever the heck I'm on, is Mercury retrograde, and I'm doing a video to help people with entities and demon issues and quote black magic, which is the wrong term. It's baneful magic. Really, really quickly, white magic is energy to energy. It's staying white. It's not going through an alchemical process of change. Very much. So it's not changing form. It's staying in the energetic field. So if it's going from energy to physical, like you're blessing your food, you're sending well wishes and prayers for your sick grandma, that is technically black magic. Doesn't mean it's bad. We've been lied to. Same with the voodoo, hoodoo. That is wrong. We've been lied to. And so if we have the terminology that that's bad in our mind, we stay away from things. Same with a lot of our symbols that are powerful. We've been told are evil, and they've been changed a little bit, so we stay away from them. So we don't have the power, and something else does. So baneful magic, B-A-N-E-F-U-L, is controlling and to cause harm, discomfort, dis-ease, discordance. It's to pull you off your path and take you from your power, possibly take your power from you. There's a lot of people, including have done to me, well, I've had this done to me, where my power has been siphoned and sold to other people's energetics, and I won't charge money, so their karma is going to be so hardcore. I don't even charge for my stuff, and I didn't have help when I was dealing with entities and hauntings and things being sent to me and my children and their night terrors, and standing over them and learning the emotion code and crystals and visualizing after I left the church and all the attacks that we got. Yeah, because they don't get our souls and our energy forever, so we get attacked and people think, oh, you're evil. You left the cover of the blood of the lamb. Oh, that is so evil. They're doing necromancy. They're doing blood magic. They're having you pull something into your body through water magic, through baptism, and all these things. Oh, the only other time I felt that kind of fire was when an entity hooked into me, when someone kissed me, and they thought I was so stupid. And I was dumb for a while. I didn't know. I didn't realize that people could really have entities in them, and they only date for the purpose of hooking into others and stealing their energy. Oh, it took years. But now I know a lot to help other people because I've been through it. But there's a lot of signs. So people were talking in the comment section about signs, and I kept putting up stuff, and it kept being taken down over and over, but I was still getting the replies that someone had replied to that thread, and I'm like, why am I getting replies? My comment's not even here. But anyway, so signs that someone has done baneful magic on you, like on purpose, other than just evil eye. Okay, we'll talk about evil eye first. Evil eye doesn't have to be on purpose. Someone can literally just be jealous of you, be a hater, and their intention and their power is on that lower level. It's still going to affect you often. That sucks, but people can do it on purpose too. But some of the stuff, if you are yelling at people in traffic and have such anger for that long, you don't think your power does anything? That's sad, for one, because something else will steal it if you don't believe it and take it and use it. But, oh, it's powerful. And that can affect people for a long time. There's a lot of cultures that know this, and they will purposely, if they have a pretty child or a baby, they make sure they put the evil eye. Oh, I have stuff around here that has, oh, yeah, it's kind of hidden, but I have a lot of those. I wear them, I have them around. And the belief in those symbols to protect, like the blue with the lighter and the dot, like so it looks like an eye. The belief that works and protects gives it the power to protect. So I'm not in that area. I'm not in it, like in Italy is huge, and other places. Well, a lot of places, India, a lot of people think that that's an evil sign and they won't wear it in their religion. Oh, it's India. A lot of the people from India were like, that is evil, it's this. And so they're being disempowered not to use that. Boy, it's like fighting over symbols, and only certain people can have symbols, and they twist them and make them so that we don't know that there's power in those. And in our subconscious mind that's been there for so long in the symbols that they take it, they give new associations, so we leave them alone. We don't want to have anything to do with them because our good is used against us a lot here. Oh, I'm starting to have a hard time speaking. Anyway, so what are some signs that someone's actually sending baneful magic? It can be a feeling of being watched all the time, a feeling of doom. You might smell, if it's a real hardcore high up entity, like they paid someone somewhere else, you may smell flesh, like something is rotten, like rotten, sweet, nasty, putrid, like putricity. Your electronics might go crazy. I've had, well, last time someone sent something hardcore to me like that, my brother smelled the flesh next door. And then my daughter came back upstairs from doing laundry. She's like, the light's stuck on downstairs, Mom, and the water heater's just, the hot water is just pouring out of it. So something had turned, like, broken, went through our house, and half of our electricity kept changing from me and my brother's side of the duplex. Oh, it's getting hot in here. And so one day, my side would work and be fine on my side. And then the next day, his side would be fine. And it would switch back and forth. Like, it didn't make sense. So we were calling electricians at that point. I was still working on it. And we had to call someone downstairs to help with the light switch and get it. That broke the valve on the water heater. Something that came through brought that smell. It brought dread. It brought, like, I had felt electricity hurting my right hand. And I all of that happened like within a couple minutes. And oh my gosh, they worked on my poor brother who was drunk and he was outside angry with a gun. It was just, it could have gone really bad, you know. And that was just one time, one entity. That's been about 5 or 6 years ago. So that was just one evening. The people who sent that didn't know I have a lot of Native American ancestors, so I bet they're not having a really good time, or haven't. But it doesn't have to be so intense. It can be something like feeling like something's watching you, feeling more hopeless, feeling restless, feeling really restless, feeling like the walls are closing in on you, kind of like there's not options. Like if you've ever had a panic attack, it can be similar to that, or it can be a full-blown panic attack, where I often have it where I won't even see the help around me. I won't even see options. Like my mind doesn't feel like there's any options. It feels hopeless. You can have cold spots in your house, even hot spots too. And oh boy, there's so many. You can feel watched. A lot of bugs. Often for me, if they are monitoring spirits coming in, not just to cause harm, but to actually watch me, they'll come in threes. And I muscle test or use kinesiology. There's different ways you can do that. My favorite way is just to teach people how to sway. Just to stand and say something you know is true and see if you pull forward. Yes. Or say something that's not true, like, my name is Linda. I went backwards. I'm probably not holding it right, but try it out. Other ways muscles get really, start getting fatigued, like the muscle testing with your fingers. Yeah, you can do that, but after asking lots of questions, and actually another point, these aren't even meant to be things you use all the time. So now I've done it so much where I'll just stand, and it's fun though when people are talking to you, you can sway and find out if they're full of shit or not. And they might even believe it and not know what they're saying is not true, but you can still know for yourself. But the muscles can get fatigued in the other ways. But to me, muscle testing, kinesiology is just like training wheels. Because if you do it enough, you know, you kind of make the correlation to how it feels in your body when you go forward, that feeling you get along with the pull to go forward or backwards. And you'll start to get to where you don't even need to. And if you need to know that you don't have to always do that too. It's more important. People can hook into your energy field and make your energy field to where that's wrong. Your muscle testing is wrong too. So it can't be something to rely on. If it isn't in discordance with your intuition, always go with your intuition over the muscle testing. Now, if they're both feeling yes, and you're going forward, or you're doing the muscle testing with your fingers and you feel right, have them all align. Yes. And if you feel a sense of peace with it, is always good too. Like even during attacks, I always feel peace. That's how I kind of know it's not mine. I'll have this underlying, like, it feels wrong, like I shouldn't accept it because it's not mine. And you can accept it and make it yours, and that actually gives it a place to root. It gives it almost permission by you accepting into you. And I really believe a lot of these entities hooked onto us, and in us is what's causing autoimmune. I used to have a lot of autoimmune problems because of my unresolved ritual abuse when I was really young, and I was fractured on purpose, and things were hooked on and saboteurs to make sure I did not heal, because my energy was being used for lots of things. But boy, it's been a battle, and I'm really happy to share these things with others. But if you, a lot of people are under the impression, I've dealt with a lot of them, that they just want someone to pray and heal them, and they don't want to change. They don't want to look at the issues. They don't care how it got in their house. They don't care what it's feeding on. They just want it gone. And I won't allow myself to be disrespected like that anymore and just used like a maid. I get attacked a lot from helping other people. I kick the hornet's nest a lot. But there are things you can do, but you have to be aware that they're going to be attacking you. As soon as you're even aware and you're questioning, I bet you're having heightened attacks right now. If you're watching this and you're wondering, it's amping up, that's an answer. That's an answer. Ignore it for a little bit. Oh, it'll get quieter for a little bit. It can play dead for a while. And after you pray, it'll play dead for a while to make you think it's gone. It won't be gone. You cast that one out. If you have that issue still there, that vacuum will be filled by another entity. Yes, you can bind it and cast it out. You're not solving the problem though. And you don't know if that entity was even there of its own free will, or something else had already bound it and sent it to you. So you might just be causing some poor entity harm to you that you don't know. It gets really complicated, but trust yourself. Trust that small, still little voice that comes first, that you always want to edit, that you think you're making it up. And it doesn't always make sense, and you feel an urge to be like, nah, and argue with it. No. That little one is true. And sometimes it takes a while because it can be non-linear and it cannot make sense, and it can be more symbolic too. But that can't ever be taken away from you. But you can choose not to listen to it. You can be in such a state of disarray and avoidance that it's the last thing you don't. It's so drown out, but it's still there. It's still there. So if you can get yourself to a place of of peace, at least for a few minutes to listen to yourself, it can do you a world of good. Now, some of the symptoms that I'm really bad at giving lists. My autism's going like I speak in paragraphs because I'm still dealing with my scapegoating growing up where I didn't understand people were purposely misunderstanding me. So often I try to lay out the groundwork like hardcore. I go around to make sure there's no misunderstandings. And by the time I get to the point, I'm like, wait, what was I saying? Part of it is the thought police because of what I'm talking about too. It's funny. But at least I'm not being struck by that. Oh, I've been given, I feel like, a lot of strokes while I was trying to speak. Like when I was going to do my first interview, oh my gosh, on like someone's show, I was attacked all night. I felt like I couldn't speak. My tongue felt like it was swollen, and it's starting to do that a little bit. But it's okay. They can mess with my speech. I'll type stuff out then, or do the robot voice. There's some good ones now, huh? Getting better. But yeah, entities are interesting. A lot of them we make ourselves. We don't want to admit. But if you're even wondering, there's something you probably need to do and work on. So, but you got this. Ask me questions.